Hello everybody, have a brand new knife for you today. Welcome back. This knife right in front of us is the Cold Steel Gunsight knife, and now this is a variation of the Cold Steel Counterpoint 1, and this one is branded with the Gunsight logo. So before we even look at the knife, I'm actually kind of liking the box design. We can see it's kind of an embossed color there, and we can see the specs of the knife. So this particular knife has a 4-inch blade, overall length of 9 inches, and the blade steel is an interesting choice. It's an AUS 10A. But what's really impressive about the knife, this is a full-size knife, and it comes in at under 5 ounces. So the packaging material is pretty impressive for what it is. I do like the colors, and when you feel it, it has kind of like a plasticky feel. Maybe they're doing that to get away from counterfeits. But again, packaging is very nice if this would happen to be a gift. But the knife itself, again, the Counterpoint 1 is not a new knife by any means, but Cold Steel decided to try and shake things up a bit for this Gunsight variant. And now the original Gunsight knife from Cold Steel, from what I understand, it's a fairly sought-after model because it's, of course, long out of production, but the original Gunsight knife was a large Voyager Tanto knife with the Gunsight logo on it. And so again, the fact that it's been out of production for quite some time, I think it has some collector's value. And I think Cold Steel was hoping to kind of, hit the nail on the head twice, so to speak, and hoping that this one would be a very popular design as well. So I decided to pick it up. I've been looking at the Counterpoint for a while. And again, the initial specs just didn't really wow me. But again, the fact that it's somewhat limited, did push me over the edge to buy. So what did they change? Really not a whole lot of much. First off, we have the handles here. So we have the same Resurrects handles. They're the plastic, very grippy handle material that the original Counterpoint has. These ones, of course, are OD green. So there's a variation there. Pocket clip, again, is the same. It's reversible for left or right hand side carry. Tip up. Not deep carry or anything, just your basic Cold Steel pocket clip. Nothing wrong with it. What we do have on the blade, we have the AUS 10A steel blade. And when I first saw AUS 10A, I was thinking, it's like, I got confused. I thought it was AUS 8, which is a fairly low-end steel. And for the price they're asking for this knife, even the regular Counterpoint for the price they're asking for, I want something better than that. So AUS 10A is a Japanese steel, and from what I did some research on, it kind of falls in between, VG10 and S30V. In terms of steel edge retention and durability, corrosion resistance, things like that. So what makes this again unique is the regular Counterpoint has the same steel, but what they did to this blade is they added some jimping along the top, so you can check that out there. And it's kind of this swirling pattern, kind of a decorative, looks almost hand filed, although I'm sure it wasn't done by hand. So the jimping does kind of differentiate it from the regular Counterpoint. That being said, when you hold the knife, I don't know exactly how useful jimping would necessarily be for this knife, because if you choke up on it, you're kind of getting rid of the advantage you have with the nice guard right there. Because just holding it as is, it feels really good in hand, very solid. Your hands could be wet, oily. I don't think you're going to lose a grip on this knife with this nice Resurrects handle. But that being said, maybe if you needed some detail work, you could reach over this guard, get your thumb into that jimping, and do some more detailed work. It's kind of a stretch for me. Maybe if you have bigger hands than I do, that would be easy to do. Maybe if you have gloves on, but it's there. And again, it makes the knife a little bit more unique. So that being said, we have the really nice satin finish on the blade. And I'm sorry, the glare is probably going to play hell on my camera sensor, so it's hard to pick up. But you can check that out. Gunsight logo on one side. And so again, you're either going to like it or you're going to hate it. If you don't know what Gunsight is, the knife will probably have no interest to you. But for those who are in the know and are aware of what Gunsight is, this could be a highly valued collector's item. We have the Cold Steel logo, AUS 10A, Taiwan. So yes, most Cold Steel knives are made in Taiwan. And of course the number on there, as far as I know, these are serialized, so I don't know how many they made of this knife, but then if you were to purchase one, it would probably be a different number than what we see right here. So again, this isn't really a low serial number, so not a whole lot of value in that there. But that being said, Cold Steel makes knives at really every single price point, and they're all really darn durable knives, really well made, no problems. Because this one here, it does have the triad lock, and whether you know or not, the triad lock is pretty much the strongest knife lock on the market. Of course, arguments, being said there. But if you want a triad lock at a budget price, the Cold Steel Pro Light, this knife right here has the triad lock, $20, $30 knife or less if you get it on sale. Same locking material here. The steel isn't as fancy. The grip isn't quite as rough, but you're getting, 90% of this knife, for a very, very low price, and a lot of strength and value here in the Pro Light series. So this is just one of the Pro Lights. This is the clip point version, but they have so many variants of it because it's a really popular series. So these knives I'm showing you are a little bit smaller. They're about the 3.5 inch blade range. Whereas this one right here, this is the Cold Steel Bush Ranger Light. And so again, another budget Cold Steel knife made in China, same OD green scale handles. The Gryvex is grippy. I would say about 80% as grippy as what we get on the counterpoint. And this one doesn't have a triad lock. It is a back lock, so opens and closes really easy, but it does have a secondary lock feature right there. So if you don't want it to open or close, you can use that. And so I think I have separate videos on both of these knives if you want to go find them. But again, just a couple of Cold Steel offerings. Not everything they have there is going to be super expensive. So no matter what price point you're trying to buy at, I think you can find something that's going to fit your budget and still give you a whole lot of value. And so for the Gunsight knife, I think most of the value here, or I should say some of the value for some people, is going to be in the fact that it's exclusive, that it has the Gunsight branding, and again, maybe hoping that they sell out and become a collector's item, and you get some of that rarity in your knife collection. So I have to admit that was some of the reason why I bought it too. I do love the design, I love the satin finish, I love the logo, I love the look of the knife. Very nice action right out of the box, so really no issues with it. And I do have to commend Cold Steel. I bought this direct from Cold Steel. I don't know if they have this at any other retailers currently, or if you have to buy it direct from Cold Steel. But when I bought it, I got 2-day shipping on it, and it was in my hands very, very quickly. I was really surprised at how fast they shipped this thing out. So I was really impressed with that aspect of their business side, and especially during this current times that we live in, fast shipping, I value that heavily because a lot of places are very slow with shipping. But let's do some real quick weight comparisons before we're done. Again, the Gunsight knife comes in at less than 5 ounces. So we can see 4.8586 ounces, less than 5 ounces for the Gunsight. Let's check out the Bush Ranger Light. Coming in a little heavier. It's a smaller knife, smaller blade, but it is a little heavier. Might have more weight in the locking mechanism. The Pro Light is definitely lighter though. You can feel that. So yeah, as you can see, much lighter in weight. So definitely 3 nice Cold Steel knives I have on the table right here. And Cold Steel does get a lot of hate because of those awesome videos of cutting up pig carcasses and deer bodies and swords and all kinds of crazy weaponry they'd make, but they do create some great EDC knives that shouldn't be overlooked. A lot of people overlook them because of the grandstanding videos, but their products are solid. Lynn Thomas, the founder of Cold Steel, he is very much a blade guy, a knife guy, and I got to respect him for what he's built out here. So that being said, if you have any questions about this particular knife, please do let me know in the comments below. But that being said, I think they're still available at Cold Steel as of now. It was a limited run, but who knows how many they actually made. So I'm sure if you want one, you can still pick one up. So I'll leave a link in the comments below if they still have them for sale. So take a look there. But have a great night, everyone. Bye-bye.